say. All right, that's Matt Cassel. I'm Bobby Bones. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you again.
Great to see you, buddy.
We have Brian Urlacher coming up in a little bit. A guy who's known as one of the NFL's best punters.
If he's a punter, I'd hate to see what a linebacker looks like.
I'm not going to bring this up to him, but when I was in Chicago last few months ago, he has a lot of hair billboards.
Oh, and he's all about it. He talks freely about it. He's not one of these guys that act like, oh, well, I just started growing hair in my 30s, late 30s and stuff like that. He will openly tell you he had the procedure. He loves the way his hair looks, and he loves having hair. So,
did you ever line up against him, across from him?
We did. We played him multiple times early on in my career because he came in, I think, the league around 2000 or so. But through that 2005 when I first got there to 2008 when I was with the Patriots, we played them twice. And it was the infamous game where Brady acted like he was about to slide. I think it was 2006. And he's one-on-one with Urlacher. Well, Urlacher pulls up, so he's not going to blast him. And Brady puts a little foot in the ground and goes by him, and it makes Urlacher look silly, like a full juke move. And it was hilarious because I was on the sideline watching this, and Brady's running right out. I'm like, oh, you better slide. And he acted like he was. So Urlacher, like I said, he totally pulls up. And it makes it look as if Brady's athletic, which he's not. Like one of the best linebackers in the game, he just made him look foolish. And I'm sure he remembers that play.
Kenny Pickett did that, probably the last one to do it. And he did his in college, but they can't do that anymore, right? You can't fake slide anymore.
I would advise against it because even when these guys are starting to slide, you can see sometimes these guys are taking that helmet-to-helmet contact. Well, I had a coach one time, Jim Zorn, tell me you should always dive head first to protect your head more because if you go down and give yourself up in a full slide, you're now exposing your chest, your head, everything like that. But some guys will get away with it. Mahomes does it sometimes even on the sideline, and he acts like he's about to step out.
Yeah.
And it's a savvy move right there because it's hard for those defenders. They know that if you hit a quarterback or do something like that, it's a $15,000 fine right away.
How do you feel about diving head first versus the feet first slide?
I had to get comfortable with it because if you feet first slide when there's defenders emerging on you and you're 5 yards away, you're fine. But it's that last second decision, you're getting close and he's coming in, and then that's when bad things happen. So all of a sudden when I started to feel traffic or somebody's running me down, I'm going to try to protect myself head down away from the contact, and it actually does help.
Does it hurt even if they're pulling up and they kind of land on your head?
It does hurt. Every time you get hit, it usually hurts.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially when you're diving.
But what if your adrenaline's up? What if your adrenaline's up?
Oh, yeah, adrenaline matters for sure. Like there's hits that you take early in the game that you just don't feel the effects because you're just going, right? You've got the blood flow, the energy's up, and then it's not until the next day that you start to realize, man, that actually was a pretty good hit.
Are you following the Brendan Sorsby stuff at all?
Man, yes, I have been following it. It's fascinating that he's trying to get eligibility back after he openly admitted to betting on his own team in college football. I can't believe that the NCAA or anybody would reinstate him after finding out the facts of and the depths in which the betting went.
NCAA said no. The court said yes. And it's a yes, but it's an injunction, and we will actually get to this case at this point, but that point is after the season. So he's allowed to play because they will look at the case later on.
He's allowed to play?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not updated on the last
Yeah.
Wow.
He's allowed to play. And you're seeing teams, I saw the Georgia athletic director say, we're not scheduling Texas Tech in anything. Mm-hmm. Take them off the schedule. They're not playing Texas Tech in anything, which I think is funny. So it's a little bit of them going like, And then you heard the Big 12 say, hey, what if we just all decide not to play them? It's really weird. But the NCAA is losing their authority. They've been losing it slowly. They need whatever's going to happen within Congress, whatever it is, to pass and give them authority, because otherwise they're going to continue to lose these lawsuits.
Right. That's all they've done since basically NIL came about and they lost in the courts and it's state-by-state basis. They have slowly but surely lost all their power. They're a governing body with no power. Like they're bailed out, I think, by the Big Ten and the SEC. They came in and paid a bunch of money for the NCAA to still exist. But the power that they had or used to have, which was I couldn't go to a dinner with a friend whose dad was an alumni, if he bought me a cheeseburger, even though it's my teammate, that was an infraction, right? That's a violation of NCAA rules. Where now these kids can make millions of dollars, buy Ferraris, be given Ferraris, do this, that, and the other. So I really would love to find out what their mission statement is at this point.
I think their mission statement is, hold on. We're barely the bosses, but hold on. So he was ruled ineligible by the NCAA after it was discovered he had wagered about $90,000.
That's a lot of money.
On professional and college sports over 4 years, including 40 bets involving Indiana football when he was a freshman with the Hoosiers in 2022. So it's betting on his own team. The NCAA denied Texas Tech's appeal for reinstatement on Friday, but it's not the NCAA who got to have the final say. It was the judge. The judge, Ken Curry, issued the injunction in Lubbock County, which isn't that the key now? Just find a local Alabama basketball.
Texas Tech is.
Yeah. Finding that Sorsby would suffer irreparable injury if he was barred from playing. If he gets to play, because he's going to be suspended the first 2 games. Mm-hmm. And those first 2 games, I think they're playing my high school, Mountain Pine.
Right.
Because it's those first games.
The first 2 games
matter.
preseason, it doesn't matter.
What would keep anybody from gambling on their games? Because we just saw Sorsby get to do it.
Right.
Now, after the season, he ends up going to court. They say, well, you're ineligible. Then does that mean Texas Tech has to forfeit all their games? But honestly, who cares? If you won a national championship and then after they make you forfeit the games, nah, you won the national championship, bro. You may have to take the banner down. Everybody got to experience it. It was awesome. You can claim it. You didn't lose anything.
Right. It was the same situation when I was with Reggie Bush at USC, and it came out after he had left. He was already with the Saints. His parents accepted money to put a down payment on a condo or something like that, and they dropped the hammer on USC. They took away his Heisman Trophy. They did all those different things. But everybody knows Reggie Bush was the best college football player, not only that year, but maybe ever. And so you can say, yeah, we took down his Heisman Trophy winner, but everybody knows Reggie Bush was a Heisman Trophy winner, bar none.
He got it back too, right? Eventually.
Yeah, and then they gave it back like 2 years ago. They were like, you know what? This is pretty stupid. Go ahead. Yeah, you can have your Heisman Trophy back.
If I were him in that process, about halfway through when I realized they may come and try to take my Heisman Trophy, I would have hired someone to make a duplicate. And that's the one I would have given back. Like, that's how my mind works. Okay, there's a possibility that I'm going to lose. And they're going to take my Heisman back based on the infractions that they say I committed. I would have gone to number 1A trophy shop down the road. I would have taken my original and said, I need you to recreate this. And then I would have given them that one whenever they wanted it back.
Well, I think it was more of a situation because I do believe the Heisman Trophy winner gets their own Heisman Trophy, but then one goes into a casing at the school. So they just basically took the Heisman Trophy out of the school's casing.
Oh, they didn't take his?
They didn't take his. He still gets to keep his. What are they going to break into his house and be like, give me your Heisman Trophy?
Well, I didn't know if he voluntarily gave it.
We have a warrant for your Heisman Trophy? No.
Some people turn themselves in. I don't know. If he just shows up at NCAA, here's my trophy. You can have it back.
Well, that's what you did with Dancing with the Stars.
They both did. He returned both of them.
He did?
Really?
Yeah, the replica and
They did take the school one, though. I never thought that would even be a thing.
Yes, they have. So they have this huge display there at USC with all the Heisman Trophy winners from Carson to Reggie to Leinart to Anthony Davis, all these guys. So we've got like 7 Heisman Trophy winners, and it's all in this place called Heritage Hall, and it's really cool. They just took his out and didn't display it and wouldn't talk it into existence anymore as if it never happened. And I'm like, guys, are you kidding me right now? He's one of the most notable USC players of all time.
Oh, one of the best running backs I ever saw play running back.
Oh, just an absolute freak of nature in every way.
Did they take his out and close the other ones in to remove the gap, or was there just like a missing tooth? Okay,
yeah, it's kind of like at the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown that I went to. They have all the different displays, but then they have this little corner, and it's kind of like the steroid era corner where they've got Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa, but it's kind of off the beating path a little bit, and it's that kind of feel where, oh, well, these guys should be in the Hall of Fame, but they did take steroids. And so they just put a little display case like this steroid era. I was like, that was the coolest part of baseball ever, wasn't it? That was
Sosa, McGuire. They saved baseball after the strike
hitting
with
71 home runs.
Yeah. I didn't know they had steroid corner up there.
Yeah, basically you walk through and they've got, the
big
history of the
needle
game.
with like liquid coming out of the top. Just like,
They've got a picture. Weightlifting. Yeah, it was wild.
we're going to talk to Brian Urlacher coming up in just a second. All right, let's bring in NFL Hall of Famer, Chicago Bears legend Brian Urlacher. Played 13 years with the Bears, 8-time Pro Bowler. Brian, appreciate you joining us. Before you came on, Cassel was telling us a story, and I'd be curious to hear your version of it, where he was on the sideline and Brady was going to slide, and Brady didn't slide. Do you remember this?
He said, "Do you remember anything about playing Urlacher?" I was like, honestly, it was the craziest circumstance ever. Because
Listen, man.
You tell your version.
Matt, so you played with Tom for how many years? What, 6, 7 years, however long it was?
Yeah, 4 years.
Dude, people don't understand how fast he is. And how I put him in the same category as Michael Vick. You know, he's really fast and quick. Nah, man, he didn't. I didn't think he was going to slide. He just juked me. Honestly, it was what I remember. It was 3rd and 6, and we needed to stop him on that drive, and he ended up getting the first down. Yeah, he juked me, man. It was a good play.
Oh, I had a different version. I totally said the version that Brady, which it did appear from the sideline, looked like he was about to slide. So you were doing him a favor by not just run through his chest. And so you eased up a little bit, and he put his foot in the ground. And the next thing you know, he got it. And the celebration, all that. I remember that.
Oh, he gets up and does his thing.
Yeah.
I was not expecting him to slide. I'm not going to cop out and say I expect him to slide. But he got me, man. That's all there is to it. He got me.
What do you think about these Chicago Bears now, dude? They go in, and Ben Johnson, what's going on with this organization?
It's exciting right now. You know, Caleb's the biggest difference. Ben was huge. They hired a head coach who actually knew what he was doing. And Ben said he wanted the job. You know, he wanted to go in there and coach Caleb. He saw Caleb his rookie year when Ben was at Detroit. He said he wanted the job, took it. And I mean, he's gotten a lot out of Caleb in his first year. I think he's just going to get better and better. You know, the kid's, he has a skill set that I don't think a lot of quarterbacks have. He can scramble really well, but he can throw really well as well. Usually it's one or the other. You do better. My man does both really well, so he's going to be exciting for a long time there.
A new head coach comes in, talking about Ben Johnson. Like, was that the entire difference of one season to the next?
I think it had to be. I mean, you look at, they had some quarterbacks go through that the last, probably 30 years. I had 22 different quarterbacks in my 13 years. In the last 10, they drafted 3 or 4 guys in the first round. It didn't work out. But he came in and he said what he was going to do. He did it. You know, the whole culture changed when he got there. That I think they won a couple of games that were early on in the season that were close, and that kind of got guys believing. And then they won some games they had no business winning all season long, and even the playoff game versus the Packers. I mean, they led for 10 seconds in the whole game, and they did things that weren't supposed to happen, and I think they're going to build on that this year.
Is there a true possibility that the Chicago Bears are going to be moving to Indiana? And do you think that is now something that, I know that you've been against it for a while, but are you starting to believe that it could happen?
Well, not Indiana. I don't want them leaving Soldier Field. I think they should play at Soldier Field. You know, they're talking about building the dome in Arlington Heights, and now it would be in Hammond. Financially, it makes sense for the Bears organization. You know, they don't own Soldier Field. I think the city of Chicago owns Soldier Field. So on Sundays, they're making all that money. It's not going back to the organization. And I mean, I don't know how that works out, the divvies up, whatever, but most of it goes back to the city. And I think the Bears want a bigger piece of the pie, which understandably you can imagine that. But I think their contract runs out pretty soon, and they thought Arlington Heights. Now the state's not giving them what they want. So Indiana might. So, I mean, it makes sense, dollars-wise. I think it's only 25 minutes past downtown to get to Hammond. Plus, there's a casino there.
There is a casino there. That's true.
Yes.
But
I may have been there.
It's just weird, though, right? If the Bears aren't even playing in Illinois.
Well, for me, them not playing outside is weird. You build a dome in Chicago. There aren't many advantages in the NFL. Weather is one of the slight advantages, I think, because you're used to playing in it. You're never going to play great in it, but you're at least used to the temperature. So I'm having a hard time with the whole deal, honestly.
Is there going to be a big backlash by the fan base? Because the mystique of Soldier Field, the elements, the history, it all goes in a different direction if you leave that field, I feel like.
So I feel like most of the fans were okay as long as they stayed in Illinois. If they went to Arlington Heights, I feel like most of the fans were on board because the suburbs is actually easier to get in and out of than Soldier Field. So I feel like that might be okay. But with them going to Indiana, I don't think they're going to be called the Indiana Bears. But I feel like the fans are not going to be as okay with that as they were Arlington Heights.
Going from New Mexico to Chicago, a bit of a physical change for you in the element you're playing in?
And population change, Bobby. I went from 750,000 people to 13 million, in a draft. But we didn't play in cold weather in New Mexico. We had a couple of games where it might have rained, but it was nothing like what I experienced my rookie year. I had no idea what I was in store for. You hear stories and you watch TV and you see the guys breathing out Matt, you played in New England and Kansas City. You know what it's like. Neither compare to Chicago. It is freezing. And like I said, you can use it to your advantage or it can affect you. I think for the most part, we use it to our advantage when I was there.
Were you a sleeves guy or no sleeves guy? Because you can't show weakness, right?
We didn't wear sleeves on defense. I think, so my first 10, 11 years we didn't. And then when Julius Peppers got there, he wore sleeves. That was okay. We didn't mind. We didn't mind Julio wearing sleeves, but none of the rest of us wore them. I think it's just a mindset. And plus, when you're on the sideline, they got a million heaters over there, so you're not really cold on the sideline. It's just when you go on the field and you get stepped on 14 times on your frozen toes when it really annoys you.
At what point in your career did you become the defensive leader?
So as a middle linebacker, and I didn't start till the third game of my rookie year, and I wasn't even supposed to play Mike. A guy got hurt in front of me. Coach says, go play Mike. I played the second half versus Tampa. I started every game since then. But as a middle linebacker, you're calling the defense. So I think all eyes are on you right out of the gate. But I was still a rookie. And I didn't know what I was doing. So I don't think a lot of guys respected me early on. I think after probably my seventh or eighth game is when guys were like, all right, this dude's okay. He can play. I think the better you play, the more they respect you. I think that just goes hand in hand. But it probably took halfway through my rookie year before guys I didn't really know how to lead, honestly. I know what I did in college, and I tried to lead by example and do what the coaches said. And I thought that was the best way for me to lead early on in my rookie year.
Talk about the communication element of playing the middle linebacker position, because you're set in the front.
Yeah.
You got to be on page with the secondary. Everybody has to be in sync, and it starts with you.
It's huge. People – and it's harder at home because it's loud, right? You know how it is when you're on the road and you're trying to communicate on third down. It's impossible. So when we were at home, we just had to use hand signals because our fans were so in tune with what was going on. They wanted to be loud. I was fortunate. My first few years, we had Mike Brown. Mike and I were drafted in the same class, and he knew before what was going to happen. He's the smartest guy I've ever played with. He knew what was going to happen before it happened. He's telling me, lack. I'm like, dude, they haven't moved yet. We can't check yet, Mike. Just give me a second. And then right when they move, we're both checking. And the hardest thing is getting it to the front, because once they got their hand in the ground, they're not listening, man. So we'd have to tap them or something. Once they got their hands in the dirt, man, it was over with. So we had to, Lance and I are up there screaming in their ears, or we're tapping them, or we're just trying to play off where they're going. But we made it pretty simple in Chicago. Coach Smith did a good job of making it easy for us.
Before you were drafted, were the Bears communicating with you that you would be their guy?
No, I took a visit to Chicago. I know they had the 9th pick, but Mel Kiper had me pegged there. Right when the NFL season was over, Mel Kiper was like, the Bears are going to draft Urlacher at number 9. But you don't know. I took 2 visits to the Jets pre-draft. I think they had the 10th and 11th pick, or 10th and 12th, something like that. But I did meet with them at the Combine, and I did take a trip to Chicago, but you still never know.
With Lance Briggs, obviously you guys were a linebacker tandem that were the best in the NFL for a long period of time. What was it like playing against somebody like that?
Lance is the man. If one of us screwed up, the other one just made him right, if that makes sense. We played great off of each other. We could just look at each other and be like, hey, we knew what we were saying with our eyes or whatever. So he was great, man. I might say 10 years side by side with him. He made so many plays. The most instinctive guy I've ever played with. I think Lance ran probably a 4.75 at the Combine, but he played at 4.5. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Because he was not thinking on the football field. He was just reacting, man. There's no doubt what he was supposed to do every play. So he played faster than he ran at the Combine. So he was one of those rare guys that was just when the lights came on, he was ready to go.
Was there ever a possibility of you returning any kicks in the NFL?
Hell no, Bobby. Man, in college, I was happy to catch the ball. We didn't have a lot of guys that. My move was when I caught the punches in college, straight up the field. And there was no we had Hester a bunch of years. We had a couple guys that made their Pro Bowls well before him. But no, there was no I would not have been opposed to catching some passes on offense, but the punt return and kick return, but I didn't want to. Those dudes get hit hard. There's a lot of speed out there.
The diverse number of positions that you played in college, do you think that helped you when you went into the NFL?
I think it helped me get to the NFL, if that makes sense. I don't think I get drafted where I get drafted if I'm not playing receiver, punt return, the gunner on the punt team, and then free safety on defense. But it did. I played linebacker my first 2 years in college, but I didn't. Seeing the field from the free safety position, I think helped me at middle linebacker because you see it from everything opens up from the middle out, if that makes sense. So I think that helped me out. But just being an athlete was my biggest, I think, asset for me.
Was there a tangible difference playing Green Bay than the other division teams?
Yeah, I mean, our fans and everything, it's just a different feel. And there's more media in the locker room that week. It's just a different feel for some reason because of the rivalry, how long it's been. And it's good to see it's a rivalry again. The Bears finally came back and won some games this year, but there's a difference. Right away from Monday when you get in the locker room, it's a different week for you preparation-wise.
Well, speaking of that, you played against Brett Favre. You played against Aaron Rodgers. What was more of a pain to get prepared for?
Man, I don't want to slight either guy because I got so much respect for both of them. I grew up watching Brett because I was a Cowboys fan. So I feel like the Cowboys always played the Packers, and I had so much respect for Brett. I played Brett for, I think, 7 years. And the thing with Brett, he was always going to give you a chance to get your hands on a couple of passes, right? But you never caught him because he threw the ball so damn hard. So you may get a tip or something, but he threw it so hard. With Aaron, you didn't know if you were going to get a tip or because he was so accurate with the football. He was the guy that was a pain for us, because his mobility was great, but he moved around the pocket to throw the ball down the field. He would give himself a little bit extra time to get somebody open down the field. He gave us fits. And once he took over there, the tide swung back to their favor in Green Bay versus us. They started beating our butts. Then I think at the very end we may have got him a couple times, but he was a pain in the ass.
If we go back to the Super Bowl, can you remember vividly Devin Hester returning that kick?
Oh yeah. Every video you can see me on the sideline jump. I'm at the 30 doing this, and then Bobby, the first series after we kick it back off to them, we get a pick on third down from Peyton. Chris Harris picks him off, so we get the ball up 7-0, but get the ball back, and then it all went downhill from there. But yeah, that play, I can't believe they kicked to him. I was shocked because no one kicked to him the last 6 games of the year. It's like, we're kicking out of bounds. We're not giving Devin a chance. And they were like, oh, we're going to cover the kick. And he made him pay.
Could you go back to this day and watch that game, or you're just over it? You're one of those guys that got to close the book.
I can watch it. I mean, it stinks. There's one play that stands out to me that I didn't make, man. We caused a fumble. I think Mark Anderson caused a fumble. And all we were been taught to do was scoop and score. That's all we did in practice. The ball was on the ground. We picked it up and scored. Even if it was an incomplete pass, scoop and score. What do you think I did? I tried to dive on it, man. And I was a good athlete back then. I could have picked it up and scored, and then we got the ball, but we didn't score on that drive. And I always think about that play because we ended up losing the game, obviously. But I'm thinking if you pick that ball up, you score. No doubt. There's no doubt I scored. There's nobody in front of me, but I just tried to dive on it like an idiot. And we get the ball and we don't score, and then we end up losing. Anyway, yeah, that's a terrible memory. Appreciate it.
That was Bobby's idea.
It was not.
Yeah, thanks, Bobby.
Do you have a favorite touchdown?
I didn't have that many.
Four, though, right?
I think I had 4 on defense. I caught a pass in 2001 versus the Redskins on a fake field goal. It was like 47 yards, which was pretty cool to me. The pick versus Brett. Man, all of them are awesome. How about that? Can I just pick all 5? Because I didn't score that many.
I only had 4 here as defensive. I didn't know about the one that you caught on the fake field goal.
The fake field goal. Yeah, that's probably my favorite because I decent athlete back then. So just to catch a pass. And Brad Maynard, people don't understand how good punters throw. Matt, you probably do because they're always handling the ball in practice. But Brad Maynard threw a great ball. They didn't guard me. They saw me go in motion and they just let me go. And then Brad threw me a perfect pass and we ended up winning the game 20-15. It was a big win for us too in the season.
What was it like playing for Lovie Smith?
Awesome. I love Coach Smith, man. It was like playing for. He's one of those guys you do not want to disappoint. He never said a curse word in practice, in a game. If you say darn or dang, you're like, oh, shit, we are in trouble. It's like, what did we do? But he was just such a great man. Still is. I still talk to him now. He lives here in Scottsdale. He just didn't want his open door policy. You could always go talk to him about anything. You didn't want to let him down. I'll tell you one thing our team was when he was there is we were prepared. There was never any doubt on Sunday what your job was every single play. And I appreciate that now. I appreciate it back then too, because it's a hard game. You know how hard it is to get prepared and everything that they could throw at us, we were ready for.
You're playing in the ACC golf tournament again this year in Tahoe, right?
Yes, American Century Championship.
Yeah, so, and people can get tickets now at eventbrite.com. Are you practicing a lot leading up to it, or are you just playing a lot and hopping in?
So I play 4 days a week anyway. And I just try and catch my game at the right time. I know I can't win. That's just the way there's probably about 6 guys that can win that thing. I, unfortunately, am not one of those guys, but I love it. I love the competition. I love partnering up with those other guys from different sports, from acting. And we spend 5 hours on the golf course walking and talking, but it's fun. And there's so many fans out there now. 17's got to have 25,000 fans on it when you're hitting that shot on the par 3. So it's just fun.
I definitely played in that tournament, and I have 2 vivid memories. It was the second tee box. That narrow, it goes out. There's a little bit of a lake on the right-hand side.
On the right.
And there's
11's on the left. Yeah.
My first tee shot, I ricochet off a tree, comes back 3 feet in front of the tee box. I hit the next one into the water. I walked the rest of the thing, didn't hit another shot because I was already.
You pick up.
I had to pick up. I had to pick up.
I'm the same way. Once I'm going for double, it's in my pocket. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste swings that I know are not going to be good anyway, so I'm not going to waste them.
What's your favorite act that you've seen since going to the American Century Tournament?
Like music-wise?
Yeah, because they have some great talent.
Dude, they have some good shows. So I'm a big Rascal Flatts fan. At the very beginning, Rascal Flatts came. Imagine Dragons was there one year. And to be honest, I haven't gone the last couple of years because Lenny Kravitz was there one year. That was cool, but I haven't really gone the last couple of years. But this year, Rascal Flatts is coming back for the concert, so I'm excited about that.
What about playing? Who have you played with that you became friends with that really you probably never would have crossed paths with?
Kevin Millar. You guys know Millar, played for the Red Sox. But Jack Wagner, the actor, I played with Jack, and he's one of the nice. He's been I think Jack's played in all 37 of these things or something like that. That's how old he is, by the way. Yeah.
Millar's awesome. I knew Millar from Austin.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah,
yep.
I lived in Austin for like 12 years, and him and I became buddies there when he was doing, and he still probably does the MLB stuff from his house. But he had a little studio in his house and nailed it. Go out and play golf all day. Like that was the life.
He never shuts up. Isn't it amazing? I love him. And he's the one guy who I want to beat at this tournament. Like I want to beat everybody, but he's if I finish 98th and he's 99th, I did my job. I just want to beat him.
What's the highest you've actually finished?
I think I was 5th or 7th one year. Ooh. I was in like 4th place going to Sunday, and Sunday didn't work out too good for me. Didn't go the way I wanted to.
Is it always Marty? Is he the one?
It's Marty. So there's 5 guys. It's Marty, Pavelski, Mark Mulder can win it. Tony can win. Tony's won 3 or 4. He hits it a mile. Who else am I thinking of? Roenick doesn't play anymore. Roenick was up there for a while. I'm leaving somebody out, but Marty's won, I think, 3 or 4, and Pavelski's the new guy and Aaron Hicks. I don't know if y'all know Aaron Hicks, a baseball player. I'm not sure if he's in the field this year, but that dude's been winning all these tournaments they play in, the celebrity tournaments that everyone plays in.
Sounds like a fun time. I wonder if they'd let me back in because I said no 2 years in a row, did not get
you're
the
done
again.
You're done.
You're done, dude.
Don't say no.
I was just talking to the guys here. Like I played the Pebble Pro-Am, and if you didn't show up, it was no more.
Yes.
And then I would talk to my agent. He goes, "Hey, I'll try to get you in at ACC." And then that would he goes, well, "Nobody leaves." He's like, "People have to die, or you have to like have won a championship in something. So it's so hard to even get in. So if you
I can't believe it. No offense, Matt. I can't believe they would. If you said you wanted to get in, they'd probably get you in.
Me or Matt?
You, Bobby.
Matt's already.
Matt did.
Passed.
Matt's been there, done that. He's too big for the invite now. He's like, I'll just turn this down. Now it's not a big deal.
But I know people. I know Brian Urlacher, Hall of Famer.
I don't know anybody though.
Come on,
I just don't say no. I love it, man. So when they ask you to do something, do it, and be nice to the fans. It's not that hard.
Isn't it cool that everybody kind of has their walls down? All of these people in industries where they have to be protected and they have their people and they got to be cool. But at events like this, everybody's just chill, and you have to be, or you don't get invited back.
Yeah, you got to be a human being and like a normal guy. Some people have their security, there's a handful of people that have their security and this and that. But man, it's a chill week. In the food tent, everyone's normal. That's why I like. You go in there, everyone's normal, or even the events at nighttime. There's no security. There's just they've done a new thing. The karaoke thing is fun to watch too. I will not do it, but I like going there and watching people do it.
Does David Wells still come to the tournament?
Wellsy's still there. Yep. Last year he sang. I don't know what he's saying, but yeah, he's still there. Boomer's still there.
The funny part about him. So this is a pretty funny story, and this is not to throw shade on Jerry Rice at all. He just got done with a round. He'd signed some kid stuff, and he's walking down. There's a bunch of kids right there. They're all asking him to sign something. We're lined up for those shuttles back to the casino, right? And Wellesley is with me. And the next thing you know, he sees Jerry like just, look, I'm good. He's walking straight, and David Wells goes, Jesus, Jerry, just sign the fucking kid's jersey. And Jerry looked up like, what the hell? And he signed one kid's. Dude. He does not care about anything.
The problem is if you sign one, you're signing 100.
Right.
That's a problem.
So I appreciate it. Like I knew what Jerry was doing. He had already signed some kid stuff up here, but Wells had no filter whatsoever. The funniest thing I've ever seen.
He still has no filter. He don't care.
All right, last question about the Bears. I want to go back to the Bears for one final question.
Yeah.
Were you ever a bit bored that you wore the same uniforms over and over again without a lot of change?
You talking about actual uniforms?
Yeah, like it's standard Bears uniform.
I never thought about it, honestly. All I know is my socks had to be above my knees. I had to wear the shoes. All I cared about was conforming to the rules of the NFL every week. What they put in my locker. We did get to wear the orange jerseys a couple times, and we had the throwbacks, which are my favorites. We wore those on Monday night versus Green Bay. We beat them that night, but 2010. But no, man, I don't care. I think our uniforms are pretty cool. People see those jerseys like, oh, that's the Bears. There's not a whole lot to it, which I like.
Brian, you also have a son that transferred from Notre Dame to USC.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a Trojan, baby. I'm a Trojan.
I know you are.
How's he like it out there? How's Lincoln Riley treating him?
I saw Coach Riley yesterday. Actually, I was at a golf tournament. He was there for Marcus Allen. He loves it, man. It's history. They got so many great players coming through there. This NIL thing has changed the world, Matt, as you know, for college football. But he went to ND for a year and he ended up transferring to SC. Now he should be starting. He started the last 5 games of last year. Got a pick at Oregon, which was cool. And then hopefully he should start this year unless someone beats him out. Got to play good. So there's a lot of competition out there.
Brian Urlacher, go see him. He's one of the guys playing. Steph, Romo, Rodgers, Rice, Smoltz, all those guys. Tickets at eventbrite.com. Hey, Brian, really appreciate the time, man. Hope you have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, guys. Nice talking to y'all.
Thanks,
See
Brian.
See you, Matt. See you, brother. Take care.
Now it's time for situational awareness. Here's my first question to you. You are the starting quarterback of a team. Your number one wide receiver has been demanding a trade all offseason. Do you respect his wishes, or do you call him and try to get him to stay?
Man, everybody has different reasons for wanting to leave or do that. I would hope to have a relationship with my number one wide receiver. And if I didn't, then shame on me. You got to find a way to break through and create that cohesiveness especially with a guy that you're going to depend on. But at the end of the day, business is business. They all have their reasons for doing it, so I respect it. I would always probably try to call and see if I could get him to stay, change his mindset, but at the same time be open to what their reasoning is and respect that as well.
Did you, and what you said led me to think that you tried to have relationships with your number ones, like you purposefully, with intention, like let's have dinner, that type stuff.
Right.
Was that something that you tried to do every season?
I tried to, every season, the offseason, bring guys over to the house for a barbecue, rent out a place to have not only the offensive linemen, the wide receivers, everybody get together. I think that camaraderie that you build with your guys when you care about one another and actually know one another, you're going to play harder for them, right? It's not just about your individual effort, but at the same time, you don't want to let the guy down to your left, down to your right, or just in general, your team. So I thought it was always a pivotal part of building good team chemistry was having everybody get together and get to know each other on not that superficial level where we're all have to go to workouts. We have to do this. It's off the field. So I always tried to make a conscious effort to do that.
All right, hit me up.
All right, here we go. Bobby, a 5-star recruit is on his visit to Arkansas and they're getting blown out. What's the first thing you say to them when you run into them on the sideline?
I get it, dude.
That's it. But you can make the change.
No. I know what you're thinking, man. And you know what? For you and your family, it's probably best you go somewhere else because it ain't going to get good soon.
That's amazing.
It sucks. It sucks. It sucks where we are right now. I'm distraught. I'm just distraught.
Is there any hope for this season?
No.
No?
I don't think so, no. I'm distraught.
New coach?
As a Razorback fan, I am distraught at the whole situation. All of it. From, like, money, even like money I've been given. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to give him money anymore. Like, you have no idea the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars I've given that athletic program through donations and NIL.
Why don't you just put a building up or something instead?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
whatever.
it will last longer
then,
than them spending money in NIL on an 18-year-old kid that never produces.
It's just bad vibes all around.
What's their most competitive sport at Arkansas?
Oh, basketball, awesome. And I love Coach Cal.
Awesome.
I don't know the head coach now, Silverfield.
Okay.
He came from Memphis. I don't know him. Hope he does a great job. It's literally my favorite thing in the whole world is Arkansas sports, other than my wife, our baby.
Me.
Like I said, wife and baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
But yeah, like the administration there has made me start to go, do I love it as much as I thought I once did? Like that's how bad. It's not just losing. It's just like, it's just bad news, man. My brother-in-law is the head coach at Tulsa softball now, so I'll be writing them a fat check that Arkansas would have been getting.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Was that recent?
Yeah, he got the job while you were away in Cooperstown.
Unbelievable. Congratulations to him.
They went to the College World Series. First time Arkansas softball has ever been. Final 8. And then he got the head coaching job at Tulsa, so he's going over there to coach now.
This will be his first time being a head coach, right?
He's 31. Head coach, and so yeah, let's win some games in the American Conference. Let's go Tulsa. I don't know. It's just I'm not in the spirits.
But now you've got a new team to cheer for.
5-star recruit. My wife likes Oklahoma.
You might want to think about going there.
You might want to go there. That's how.
So you're a diehard to a point, but you're just disgusted.
I'm
You're
downtrodden.
disgusted. Yeah.
I've been beat so much. And it's not even just losing. It's like even the people running it. I don't even, what's even happening here?
How quickly would you jump back on the bandwagon, though? They go out.
There's no bandwagon. When the season starts, I'm ready to go. I'm fired up. I'm just not going to give them as much money as I used to, and I don't really like the people running it.
Say they made the playoff. Would now you give them more money the next year?
I'll end up probably giving them money anyway after saying all of this because it's usually how it happens. But right now, I'm just not good. I just my mental health is not good with that. But basketball's great. Cal's great. We went to the Sweet 16 2 years in a row. Softball's good. Baseball, we got to the region. We're generally good in everything but football.
So they need football though.
We have to have football to pay for everything else though too.
Exactly.
Anyway,
or you can.
Stupid. Matt, your kid says, Dad, I need poster board for school tomorrow. It's already 10 p.m. What's the move?
No chance. Am I getting you a poster board at 10 p.m.?
We're both just disgusted with everything we're hearing.
If you come and approach me around 7, 8, maybe I'll make a trip down. Because if you get it at 10, that means you get home at, say, closer to 11, because it's 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back. And then they still have to do a project before school in the morning? No, that's on them. They're going to take the 0 and they're going to learn from their mistake. You would go out and get a poster board for your kid?
Well, she's 12 weeks old, so I'm wondering,
this is more
how do you even know what a poster board is?
Hypothetical.
Yeah.
It's obviously...
No, it'd be a learning lesson.
Yes, it's got to be a learning lesson.
It'd be a learning lesson,
Yeah, that's on them.
All right, next up.
All right. Bobby, a caller starts telling a story, and 45 seconds in, you realize it's going nowhere. Are you cutting them off and trying to land the plane, or just hanging up on them?
I'll know before 45 seconds. I'll know within 15 seconds if this is a good caller or not. I have signs with my producer, Raymundo, to, if they take a breath, turn the call down. So we've been doing this a long time, and I don't have 45 seconds to let somebody tell a terrible story that's not going to get to an end. So if a caller is not performing to the level or telling even the story they said they were going to tell, sometimes I'll see on the screen what they want to talk about, and they'll go into something else. All I have to do is cog my head to the right just a little bit. Raymundo, my producer, sees that, and the first time they suck in on a breath, he pulls their level down, and I jump right in and be like, oh, man, that's great. I really appreciate you calling. So there's no 45 seconds. You got about 12 to 15, and you better be talking about what you said you were going to talk about, because people are going to be punching out, and I can't have people punching out.
Do you have people that call in consistently on your show, like the same caller that...
So we have a few that call a lot. It's kind of hard to get through, but we have a few that will fight and get on. So there's two things. One, it's getting through, because we probably have 15 lines. One, it's getting through at all, not getting a busy signal. Two, it's getting through our phone screener, Abby, who you have to tell a story to and say what you want to say that's so compelling that we're going to put you on. And then three, it's us having the time to get to the call. So there's already 3 layers. And so by the time it gets to you, and she tells you, turn your radio down. As soon as he says your name, go right to the story. And so that's it. And if it's not, I got a show to do. And if they take a breath, and it's not good, that breath is what allows us to pull the level down, and you never know.
What is the most memorable call-in? Do you have one of like something that was like, wow, that was pretty good?
We had a guy that would call a lot, and he was a brand new artist. And he's like, I'm just trying to make it. And he would call again, I'm just trying to make it. It was really nice. And I was like, fine, play your music over the phone. And he played it, and over the phone, you really can't tell much.
Right.
So he'd play, and we'd be like, oh, cool. He lived in North Carolina, and he called 4 or 5 times. Super nice dude. His music was actually okay. I then went to like his Instagram and listened to his music. And so we'd play a little bit of it on the show. And he was in town. He said, hey, I'm coming by. Can I come by the studio? We'd already talked to him so many times. I thought, great, we'd love to meet you. Come on up to the studio. So he gets up to the studio, really nice guy, like really good looking guy, had played college baseball. He turns out he now plays for the Texas Tailgaters in the Banana Ball League.
No way. Savannah Bananas.
Yeah. And so, and he's a singer for the Texas Tailgaters, and he plays ball with them. And he went on American Idol this last year. Didn't make it all the way through, but like he's good.
Right.
And he plays on the Texas Tailgaters, so he plays at the sold out shows. And they were playing in Fayetteville a few months ago, and he called and he said, hey, do you want to come be the celebrity, banana ball person? And we were leaving. I couldn't.
Oh, I would have loved to hear.
But when I think about like organic things that happened,
right,
that to me is the most fun. Guy just calling. We're just asking for advice. We're just leaving voicemails. We talk to him on the phone. We're playing his music. He ends up being a Texas Tailgater and ends up inviting me. So that to me is like a super fun story.
Very cool. In real life.
Yeah, in real life. His name's Jason Arndt. Arndt, I believe is how you spell it. We still root for him. Like I watch for him when he plays.
That's
like
awesome.
I'm rooting for that dude. You're a backup quarterback. Your starter is struggling, but nobody has said anything to you yet. Are you mentally getting ready or pretending not to notice while maybe staying loose?
Hopefully I was always mentally ready, even though when you take, about an 8-year hiatus from them saying you're an ankle sprain away and not getting on the field and always being there are times where complacency sets in a little bit like, man, okay, I know you said today might be the day, but it still hasn't. But when you see a starting quarterback struggle, and you kind of know the dynamics of a room, right? If you're a guy that's been a veteran, like I've been on certain teams, and you've got a younger guy that you're helping develop and helping to have that relationship, you're trying to get him one out of the doghouse in terms of where he's at mentally, right? You're trying to encourage him, say, hey, we got to do this, that, and the other, and keep trying to push him forward during the game. At the same time, you start to feel that energy start to shift toward, look, you better get yourself ready, because if this keeps going this direction, sooner or later, they're probably going to make a change. And it might be late in the game. It might not be in the middle of the game because that wasn't never communicated. They're going to let him fight through his own demons and battle through those difficult times and the adversity. But you better get ready to go, because it might be the third or fourth quarter where they finally say, look, this game's out of hand. Cassel go in there and they might want to just switch it up. So it's definitely a tough dynamic, though, because you have relationships with those guys most of the time. You're not ever looking for those guys to fail.
All right, last one, hit me.
All right, Bobby, you're changing a poopy diaper and realize halfway through you don't have wipes. Are you calling for backup, or are you trying to improvise your way out of it?
If I'm changing a poopy diaper by myself, there is no backup.
No backup.
My wife is gone. Now, I've changed many a poopy diaper by myself, but it's when my wife is gone. She's not even in the house. So there is no backup. It is all improvisational. The first thing that I'm doing is I'm using the diaper as a wipe, because I've had to do this
100%.
before. Yeah. And I've had to learn this through just necessity. So poopy diaper, oh God, no wipe. The first thing I do is I take the front side of the diaper and I wipe it down, right? Then what I'm going to do is get as much off of the diaper and hold the baby out as far as I can and walk until I can find a wipe of sort. Now, I have found washcloths that I've had to wet and use when we had no wipes, and that washcloth gets thrown away immediately.
That's
it doesn't
old
even
school.
It doesn't even go to the laundry.
No, throw it in the laundry.
Nope, no
Come on.
laundry. It's dead. Poop, then dead. That's the order of the washcloth. So
There's that one pink eye that got you.
yeah, yes, it's very much an improv act whenever I'm changing the baby anyway, because I always forget the stuff. Or if I'm giving her a bath, if my wife's not there, because there are certain things, got to be a certain time, got to wash hair, got to do lotion, got to have and I forget about half the stuff.
Right.
And so I'm creating new methods of doing the same thing. There are also times where maybe I just don't wash the hair and put a little water on it and be like, it's what, just.
Yeah, it smells good. You're fine.
Yeah.
It's over the baby lotion that they put on anyway. No, you can't, it'll take away any scent.
That's a good point. You know what I use? Sometimes I take a bath, my baby soap. It's so soft.
So soft.
It's
It smells so good.
It's so soft and it smells so good. Yeah.
I'll even wash my hair with it if I would run out of like normal shampoo or conditioner. I'm like, I'm using the baby soap.
It's awesome. And the lotion, her lotion tastes sweet.
Taste?
It's an accident, but if I do,
tell me how you ended up tasting lotion.
Well, because I licked my finger or something once after there was lotion on the back of it, and I was like, not bad. I see why maybe a baby wouldn't mind if they lick their lotion, but it's a total improv show with me with the baby for sure. All right, that's it. How was Cooperstown, by the way?
It was amazing. It was we were there for a whole week, Saturday to Saturday. My son's team played really well. They were 4-2. They got knocked out in the first round of bracket play, but I think the cool part about it was there was so many kids on the team that had a moment. Like one of the kids who's the coach's son hit a grand slam. My son had a great tournament. He hit 5 home runs and just really cool experience. It was well run by the Dreams Park, Cooperstown Dreams Park. They've had 22 fields, 104 teams.
Wow.
It was, but if you're there for a baseball tournament, it was amazing. And then we got to go to the Hall of Fame.
How was that?
It was awesome. I mean, we probably needed to spend about another 3 hours because as an adult who has an appreciation for it, there's so much literature there about reading and the jerseys and the history of the game and all that stuff that we kind of got through it probably about 2 hours or so. And that was enough for the kids because you're walking with your 3 kids. But it was so cool to see some of these relics and the Lou Gehrig's of the world, the Hank Aaron's, the Willie Mays, and the actual jerseys that they wore and the spikes and the bats and everything else. It was just a really cool experience. And then they had some good restaurants. The hotel we stayed at was right on this beautiful lake, so it was pretty cool that it was right downtown, a block away from downtown area. And so it was a great experience.
Well, thanks to Brian Urlacher, great guest. Matt Cassel, Brandon Ray, Kickoff Kevin, I'm Bobby Bones. We've had lots to say. We will see you guys next week.